The 2021 Swiss same-sex marriage referendum was a facultative referendum held in Switzerland on 26 September 2021 about an amendment to the civil code to legalize marriage between persons of the same sex, as well as adoption rights for same-sex couples and access to assisted reproductive technology for lesbian couples. The amendment was called Marriage for All in Swiss public discourse. 64.1% of voters and all cantons supported the amendment, which is to enter into force on 1 July 2022. The vote made Switzerland the 30th country to introduce same-sex marriage, and one of the last in Western Europe. The amendment subject to the referendum legalizes same-sex marriage in Switzerland, adoption by same-sex couples and assisted reproductive technology for female same-sex couples. It leaves in place the option for same-sex couples to enter into a registered partnership, as introduced into Swiss law in 2005. Switzerland allows its citizens to launch a facultative referendum to contest a law adopted by the Swiss Federal Assembly, the federal parliament. In order to qualify, the petition must have at least 50,000 signatures within 100 days after the publication of the new law in the Federal Gazette. The Evangelical Christian Party Federal Democratic Union of Switzerland had already announced in June 2020 that they would launch a referendum against the legalization of same-sex marriage, after lengthy discussions, initiated by a 2013 bill by the Green Liberal Party of Switzerland. The Federal Assembly adopted a bill for the legalization of same-sex marriage in 2020. It was supported by the federal government and all political parties, except most of the right-wing Swiss People's Party, about half of the Centre Party, and the EDU. The amendment to the Civil Code was published in the Federal Gazette on 31 December 2020, leaving opponents to collect signatures against the law until 10 April 2021. There were 3 referendum committees. The first, by the EDU, called itself No to Marriage for All. The second, by members of parliament from the Swiss People's Party, the Centre and the Evangelical People's Party of Switzerland, was called No to Sperm Donation for Same-Sex Couples. A third committee called No to the Commodification of Children was launched by members of parliament of the SVP from the canton of Valais. They also called themselves For the Family Foundation. On 12 April 2021, opponents of same-sex marriage announced that they had collected 59,176 certified signatures and brought them to the Federal Chancellery on 27 April. The Chancellery certified 61,027 valid signatures, which meant that the law would be submitted to a vote. On 19 May, the Federal Council decided that the referendum would take place on 26 September 2021. In the discussions leading up to the vote, the proponents of equal marriage, including the Federal Minister of Justice, Karin Keller-Sutter, highlighted the need to end discrimination and inequality. They said that the law would be a step towards ending the stigmatization and social discrimination against same-sex couples. The opponents of the amendment, primarily from conservative circles, advanced the argument of respecting tradition. They also said that changing the definition of marriage would need a constitutional rather than statutory amendment. But their principal arguments related to child welfare, such as the right of a child to know one's father, which they said would be in jeopardy for the children of female same-sex couples. Polls in advance of the referendum consistently showed roughly 2/3 support for the law. 64.1% of voters and all cantons supported the amendment to the Civil Code to legalize same-sex marriage.